So the news is that SpaceX has acquired xAI. We're still sorting out the exact financials of the deal, Jason, but the idea, as far as we can suss it out thus far, is that eventually we're going to have a lot more compute. Eventually we're going to need a lot more power. Where is there a lot of available power? Up in orbit, where there's quite a lot of sunlight. Put all that together, SpaceX can send more mass up to orbit. We can build more data centers up there. xAI needs compute. So we're going to build xAI's AI feature in space via our dear friends SpaceX. I think that's the summary.
And there were some specific numbers that I guess Elon put in his letter. Maybe we could pull that up and just read that, since that will give it directly from the horse's mouth.
We do love a horse's mouth. Now, here is the letter from Elon over on the SpaceX website. Now, the thing that really stuck out to me, Jason, is this quote right here, discussing how it says, quote, "This year, Starship will begin delivering the much more powerful V3 Strong satellites to orbit, with each launch adding more than 20 times the capacity to the constellation as the current Falcon launches." Why does that matter? Well, right now, with our current launch capacity as a species, I think building data centers in space is essentially unviable. It's just too expensive. We don't have enough capacity. But as we learned talking to the folks over at StarCloud, a startup that's building data centers in space, there's a big bet that Starship and other similar heavy launch vehicles will be able to bring up quite a lot more mass at a much lower price point. So I think the idea here is by 20xing the ability per rocket to get stuff up, this is all going to become quite feasible.
Yeah, and I think this is the quote. My estimate is that I'm reading from Steve Jurvetson's, if you could pull that up. My estimate is that within 2 to 3 years, the lowest cost way to generate AI compute will be in space. This is because compute on the Earth, this is me adding, is more expensive. Factories on the moon can take advantage of lunar resources to manufacture satellites and deploy them further into space by using an electromagnetic mass driver and lunar manufacturing. It is possible to put 500 to 1,000 terabytes a year of AI satellites into deep space, meaningfully ascend the Kardashev scale, and harness a non-trivial percentage of the sun's power. The capabilities we unlock by making space-based data centers a reality will fund and enable self-growing bases on the moon, an entire civilization on Mars, and ultimately expansion to the universe. Thank you for everything you have done and will do for the light cone of consciousness, Elon Musk. The Kardashev scale is a method of classifying the advancement of space civilizations. And I think the ability to harness your sun is like one of them.
Yeah, the Kardashev scale starts off with, I think, harnessing all the power of your planet, then your star, then your system, and then I think it goes
the galaxy is number 3. Yeah. So it's your planet's energy, which would be like all the oil, I guess, on your planet, and burn everything. 2, your star, right, our sun, and then 3, the galaxy's energy. I had mentioned in a talk somewhere that I had seen Optimus 3, and I was talking to Elon about this very issue, and the way he explained it to me was, you put those solar panels out there, they don't have the atmosphere to fight to get the energy of the sun. Then you, behind the solar panels, have something that dissipates energy, and then you have the data center up there, which means it's in the cool of space. You don't have to cool the data center. Then you don't have the real estate costs, and these things could daisy chain in some way, either lasers between them to send the data, and then obviously he's got the Starlink. So imagine you had jobs running, you're building whatever the latest large language model, or what comes beyond language models, right? There'll be other paradigms for doing AI.
Yeah.
Well, that job could be running in space. That job has zero energy cost. The only cost would be, what is the cost of putting this, satellite constellation up there, which he is building a factory to build starships at an alarming rate. I've seen the factory down there. It's pretty crazy. I think they'll be able to put up, and I think he thinks they'll be able to do multiple launches per day, thousands of launches per year. Every major advancement we've seen in AI really comes down to better and more refined data. From autonomous vehicles to humanoid robots to LLM chatbots that we use every day in and day out. And when models are trained on high quality, diverse, real world data sets, well, they get smarter and they get smarter faster and it's more reliable. That's why Uber has introduced AI solutions to help your company build great AI products on top of world-class data. Now, obviously, Uber has mastered the art of data collection and labeling. They're using it right now. Millions of trips around the world every hour. And Uber has an international collective of experts that is going to help you source, label, and evaluate real-world high-quality data on the scale that best fits your project, whether that's super broad or hyper niche. You can get on with the real job, building the next best thing, and have Uber as your partner for data. Book your demo today by going to uber.com/twist. That's uber.com/TWIST.